Well, I'm a target. It's like them old gunfighters of the West. Constantly, everyone's taking a shot at you. And every run that I make when I go to the line in competition, the guy that races me gives it his best shot.
And it used to be a thing with me. You know, I just love to get to the boys. I just love the tantrums they throw, and they kick their cars and beat their cars with their helmets, and it's great. I like it.
Welcome back to our channel. Got a lot to go over on this video because we got a lot of work done in just a 1 week time. You know, for an old kit, there hasn't been too many issues with this. I've been a few, but I'm really surprised at how well it's going together. So, yeah, pretty spiffy there. As you can see, we've got our wheels on. Thank you, Atlantis. They shipped them out so quick that I hardly had any downtime at all. And they look great. We got our slicks decals in for the slicks. If you're not familiar with slicks, they're a great company. They make a lot of cool decals. Just go to slicks.com, SLIXX.com, and check out what they have. A lot of cool stuff there. You can get these in the Goodyear flavor. They also have the M&H flavor and the Hoosier flavor. So you can get your choice. Of course, we got Goodyear because that's what was on the real car. So we got them on there. As you can see, we got the engine in. Front suspension is on and done. That was all done with a Vallejo chrome silver and my Prismacolor marker. Kind of a little bit of both. Trying to vary up the tones there on the front. The gas tank, that's Krylon chrome plating. And oil filters are copper. Full cart copper, and safety blanket is charcoal, and then we made a decal for the safety blanket. There's a company called Stroud that makes safety blankets, and we made a Stroud decal for the safety blanket. Just a little bit of detail in there, something going on. So we got that. We got, as you can see, the steering wheel. Steering linkage going up to the front, all that's on. Throttle is all on, going up to the top hat. We got the throttle linkage hooked up to the gas pedal. Got the fire extinguisher. Fire extinguisher, I left that shiny chrome because the real car, it was shiny chrome. So I thought, well, that makes things pretty easy there. So we just glued it together and put it on the steering shaft like it does said in the instructions, and there we go. That's the fire extinguisher. Now I want to talk about this linkage here. It goes from the other side of the throttle, the gas pedal. On mine, the piece was too short. It was about, well, I don't know, maybe about 1/8 of an inch too short. So I had to make my own linkage. And this is the original piece. All I did was cut off the rod and make a new pivot point here. And put it all back together and made a rod that actually goes up to the hat. So it looks like it should. So you can see that there. So we got that done. So on your kit, you might want to watch that linkage to make sure it's going to reach your top hat. At first I thought, well, maybe I did something wrong. I got something in the wrong place, but you know, everything has alignment holes, pins, alignment notches. So you really can't put stuff in the wrong place. It's almost impossible with this kit. So I don't know why that linkage was too short. But at any rate, we got it taken care of, so it's not a big deal. So we got that all done. The tubing, let's talk about that vinyl tubing. Atlantis, I love you guys, but your vinyl tubing, it really blows. It really sucks. So I ended up taking off all the vinyl stuff. I didn't use any of it. What I did use, I took off, except for the vinyl tubing that went from the coolant to the headers. That I left on. Everything else I replaced. Over here at the oil, the union here for the oil, if I can do this here, it's kind of delicate to pick up. When I went to use the vinyl tubing, I broke off the little fittings. So I had to do the old school thing of heating up a straight pin and sticking it in there, let it cool off and snip it off, and then sliding my rubber tube on. But both of these broke. Trying to get that vinyl tubing up here to the top of the oil canisters, the filters. And after that I thought, I'm done, no more vinyl tubing. So the tubing I am using is a rubber. I talked about it earlier that I got for Pac-Tans. Pac-Tans isn't, they're not in business any longer. And when last time I was at Michael's, I didn't see it at Michael's. But Amazon, bless their little hearts, they have it. It's made by a company called Beetalon. I got the 25 meter roll. You don't have to get a 25 meter roll of this stuff. They sell it in a 5 meter roll, but it's just a couple dollars more for the 25. This is pretty much a lifetime supply, but I'm going to hold it real close so you can see. It's a 1.7 millimeter, and it's really, really close to the size of the vinyl tubing. It's almost the exact same size. It's just a hair bigger, but at this scale you're not going to notice it. But this is pretty much a lifetime supply, and I think 1.7 is just a shade under 1/16 of an inch. And as I said, it's almost identical to the kit supplied vinyl tubing, and the fact that this is rubber, it's so much easier to work with. It goes where you want it to go. It bends nice and smooth. It flows well. Super glue holds it to the pieces. No issues there. And the fact that it's rubber, you can use cracked acrylic paint and paint this tubing whatever color you want. So you're not going to have any issues there. I'll put a link in the video description to this, the 25 meter roll, and I'll put a link to the 5 meter roll. I paid $10 for this. I think the 5 meter is $8, so you're just saving a couple bucks. Might as well just get a lifetime supply for $2 more. And just use this. Just throw away that vinyl tubing and just use this. Don't even dick with it. Just use this. You'll be much happier, believe me. Everything will look much more natural. So that's the story on the tubing. We got that straightened out. Everything looks pretty spiffy here. You have to be careful. It just barely fits on this turntable. Okay, one more thing I want to talk about, and that is the body real quick. And here's the problem with the body. The opening that's cut for the pulley and the top hat, it's not wide enough, and it hangs on this linkage here and on this linkage over here. It hangs on both linkages that are on the side of the top hat. So I noticed a couple guys when they showed pictures of their kit when it was finished, that the front of the car wasn't sitting all the way down. It was basically hanging up on the linkage here. So I took mine and sanded. You can see where I sanded here and over here, and made that opening just a little wider, so when you put the body on, it slides down over the linkage and over the top hat, and the pulley is where it should be, and the body sits how it should sit, and this is what you're going to end up with. So actually the front end sits a little lower. It'll probably sit up actually more like that. It'll sit maybe about 1/8 of an inch, a little higher, once you get the metal work inside there. But if you don't widen this, it's going to sit clear up here. It's not going to look right at all. It'll look kind of silly actually. So make sure you check your clearance between the opening and your linkage on both sides of the top hat, and you're going to have to widen that opening a little bit. Capiche? So that's where we're at with the green elephant. I think it's looking pretty spiffy. And as I said, I'm really surprised that there's not more wrong with this kit as old as it is. It's going together fairly well. Yeah, you got some issues, but it's an old mold. I mean, what the hell you expect? But overall, I think it looks super. I kind of like it in the flat black, to be honest with you. If I had another one of these kits, I would probably just leave this one flat black, just like it is. I think it looks pretty cool. But anyway, that's the story on the body. That's the story on the tubing. That's the story on the linkage. Those three areas you want to watch. Everything else goes together pretty easy peasy. We're on step number 15. Step number 15 is when we start putting the metal work on the frame. I have a picture of the real car with the body opened up and the sun shining in, and you can see inside here a little better. And it looks like that all of the sheet metal that's mounted to the frame is the body color. So we're going to do piece number 103, 104, 106, and 105. That will be the body color. And then the piece here that goes over the top hat, in the picture it was like a natural aluminum color, so this will be aluminum. And then the bulkheads. The bulkheads are, to me, it looked like they were black. Inside the body was black also, so I think we'll just do the bulkheads in black. We'll do all the metal pieces that get attached to the frame, excuse me, in the body color. And then that one piece we'll do in aluminum. And that's the story on that. I think that'll be alright. We got a visit from a fellow YouTuber, Charlie, over at Big Charlie's Model Garage. He stopped by this morning and we had a nice chat. It was a pleasure to meet a fellow YouTuber face to face, and we had a really good time. He spent the morning up here, and it was fun to see Big Charlie and to talk to him and get to meet him, and talked about all kinds of things. Had a really good time. And he brought me some presents, and I think this video has gone on long enough, so I think I'm going to make another video for Sunday, and we're going to show what Big Charlie brought me, which I think are really, really cool, and a couple of kits I bought, and something else I bought from Goodwill. Alright guys, that's it. Take care. We'll see you.